All right, everyone. Hello and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller. I'm one of the yoga instructors here for Yoga for Caregivers. So, this is our weekly stretch session where we focus on getting into our body, stretching ourselves out, getting us ready for the rest of the day and the rest of our week. So, as you move through practice today, keep in mind your boundaries. Really notice, where are you ready to extend into postures? Where do you need to modify and come down to the mat? Or perhaps find a center posture. Also, keep in mind, I don't often cue water. So, if and when you feel thirsty, of course, please feel free to step off the mat, grab that drink, and then join us whenever you feel ready. So, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Your legs can be crossed or extended straight out in front of you. You're welcome to be up on a prop like I am. I'm on a block, but maybe you have a bolster, or you can just be down on the floor. And we're going to wiggle back and forth, rooting into our sits bones, and then we'll sit up nice and tall. Let's inhale as we draw the shoulders forward and up, and then exhale as we drop them back and down. Last time, inhale, the shoulders come forward and up. Exhale, they come back and down. Find a comfortable position for your hands. Maybe that's on the knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. You're welcome to close the eyes if you'd like, or just find an unmoving point and soften your gaze here today. This year, inspiration for our classes is drawn from the Native American medicine wheel based on Sun Bear's vision. The medicine wheel teaches us about movement and change and offers us insight that will help us learn and grow. As we prepare to leave the brown bear phase of the year, now is the time to draw on your innate ability to mend and heal what is broken. This may be on the physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual level. This is a time to turn to the inner work that needs to be done and approach it with curiosity. You have the ability to analyze the situation and to act with courage and practicality. You have the sound judgment required to make meaningful change in your life. Today, as you move through practice, lean into your healing abilities. Allow them to carry you through the practice and off the mat into your life. So, settling in, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air, before slowly exhaling that breath back out. Take a deep inhale, fill the belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale the breath back out. Take a deep inhale as you feel the belly expanding outward, filling full of air. And then exhale as you draw that air out of the belly, squeezing the belly button toward the spine. Inhale as you feel your torso expand and your collarbones gently lift. And then exhale as you feel your shoulders release down and away from your ears. Inhaling air in your nose, down your throat, filling the lungs. And then exhale as you squeeze that air out of the lungs, up the throat, and out the nose. Continue to breathe deeply here, inhaling and exhaling with intention. Really noticing the movement of the breath and feel as though the breath is coming in and healing you. Each inhale bringing in what you need, and each exhale letting out what is no longer serving you. Now, if it makes sense for you and if the mind starts to wander off onto a thinking adventure, simply notice here that that's happened and come back to the breath. Or you can incorporate a mantra here to help you stay grounded and focused in your practice. Inhale, I am. Exhale, a healer. Inhale, I am. Exhale, a healer. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments here today. Take another deep inhale, set an intention or a purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale here. Feel that intention with the heart and mind. And then exhale that breath out. Set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it, toward the end of our practice. Lovely. If you're sitting on a prop, go ahead and move that off to the side here and come into your comfortable seat on the mat. We'll start by inhale, sweeping the arms up wide, casting our gaze skyward, and then exhale, twisting over to the left, right hand to the left knee, left hand behind your body, curve your head around into a seated twist. Inhale as you return to center, arms come tall. Exhale, twisting over to the right, left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the body, curve your head around into a seated twist. Inhale, as we return to center, the arms come tall. Exhale, twisting over to the left, shoulders shrug down, long spine. Inhale, back into center. Exhale, twisting over to the right, grounding through the sits bones here. Good. Last round each side. Inhale, we come into center. Exhale, we twist over to the left. Curve that nose around. Notice how far you can go without straining your neck here. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, twisting over to the right, curving that nose around. And then inhale, come back into center. Exhale, drop your left hand down to the mat and then step it out to the left slightly. So you don't want it right next to the hip, but out to the left. And then lean over to the left, reach through that right hand, coming into your seated side bend. So we're reaching through that top hand, palm facing the floor. Shoulder is stacked. So if the bicep's kind of in front here, go ahead, bring the bicep over the ear. That's going to stack the shoulder. Press into your left hand to keep your right hip rooted onto the floor. And then really feel that pull through the side body, especially into those ribs and the top of the hip there. So such a good opening stretch, such an important one. Yeah, and it often feels so delicious. Let's take another deep inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Good. Inhale, switching sides, drop the right hand down, and again, step it out to the side here. So you don't want it right next to you, but you want some space. And then exhale, lean over to the right, reach through those left fingers coming into your seated side bend. So press into that bottom hand, stack the shoulder here so you're nice and open through the torso. Palm on the top hand, that left hand faces the floor. Press into that right hand to keep your left hip rooted so you feel that nice deep stretch through the left side body here. Good. Breathing. Nice work. And then inhale, come back into center. Reach both of your arms up tall. And then exhale, drop them down to the knees. Nice work. Take your nose, turn the nose over to the left, and then drop the nose down toward the armpit as if you're trying to get a whiff of your deodorant or lack thereof. Now you can stay right here. You can take your right hand and extend it out to the right. Fingertips come down to the mat. Option. That's going to deepen the stretch. Another option, bring that left hand behind the head, gently start to pull the head, the nose down toward the armpit. These are options, not requirements. Notice what feels right for your body, and let's breathe here. Stay rooted through the sits bones, core is gently engaged. Good. And then inhale, release, coming back to center, hands onto the knees. Opposite side, so nose turns over to the right, drop the nose down toward the armpit here. So again, like you're trying to smell your armpit, you can stay here. Option is to extend the left hand out to the side, fingertips come down to the floor. Another option is to bring the right hand to the back of the head and gently draw the nose down toward the armpit here. Notice what feels right for you. It's an option, it's not a requirement. It's going to deepen the posture here, these extra extensions, but you're still going to get the benefit even if you're not doing them. So breathing here, rooting into the sits bones, core gently engaged. And then inhale, gently release, come back to center. Nice work. We're going to go ahead and come onto our hands and knees. So rolling onto your knees or kicking your feet out to the side, bringing the hands beneath the shoulders, the knees beneath the hips, tops of the feet come onto the floor. We're going to inhale as we sink our belly, lift our head and our hips coming into cow. And then exhale as you lift the back, sink the head and the hips coming into cat. Inhale into cow as the belly sinks down. You look up toward the sky. Exhale into cat as you press the mat away. Feel the shoulder blades separate here. Inhale into cow, sinking that belly. Good. Exhale into cat, pressing that lower back up and away. Good. And then inhale right into neutral. When you're ready, on the next inhale, tuck your toes. On the exhale, lift the hips, coming right into a down dog. Now, this may be the first down dog of our day or week. So let's walk our dog, bending one knee and then the other, opening up the backs of the legs here. Taking a nice deep inhale as we do. And a nice deep exhale. Good. One more nice deep inhale here. And then exhale, come into stillness, ground into your down dog. So your arms are nice and strong. All 10 pads of your fingers gently grip the mat. Head between the arms, gaze toward the toes, shrug the shoulders down onto the back, press the chest toward the thighs. Feel the heels reach toward the floor even if they do not touch. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Inhale, look up between the hands. Baby step those feet to the top of your mat. Come right into a halfway lift. So your knees are slightly bent, torso is parallel with the floor. Back is flat, shoulders shrug down. Hands are on thighs or shins and gaze is toward the floor. So let's take a nice deep inhale here. And then exhale, sink into your forward fold. Tuck your chin, look between your legs. Now you can allow your arms to hang limp. You can palm the mat, or you can bring pinkies to opposite crooks of the elbows, really allowing yourself to hang down here. Your weight is leaning toward the front 2/3 of the feet. The chin is tucked. You're looking back between your legs. You're feeling that pull through the back of the legs and feeling that nice lengthening of the spine here. Deep breathing. One more deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees generously, flatten the back, plant the hands on the mat, and then go ahead and step back into a plank posture. So your hands come beneath your shoulders, the balls of the feet come beneath the heels, your one long line from your shoulders to your heels. Core is engaged. Let's take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, bend at your elbows. Let's lower all the way down to the mat and untuck the toes here, making sure all your props are out of the way. And then you can come into Sphinx if you'd like, elbows beneath the shoulders, palms and forearms on the mat, lifting gaze and torso. Otherwise, you can come into Cobra, hands beneath the shoulders on the mat. We inhale, press into the hands, lift the gaze and torso here. So it's a bit more intense. I wouldn't say it's better. It's just a deeper posture here. So notice the tendency to lock out the elbows. See if you can bend those elbows slightly. Gaze and chest are forward and proud. And we're not sinking into our shoulders here, but instead we're shrugging them down and away from the body. Release the glutes, tops of the feet are on the floor, taking just a couple deep breaths here. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, let's go ahead, lower down to the mat. Nice work. If you haven't already, hands come beneath the shoulders. Inhale, press up onto all fours, but then exhale, sink right back into a child's pose. So we elongate the arms, we bring the forehead down to the floor. Now, if your forehead doesn't reach, you can stack your forearms and rest your forehead down on the floor. You can also stack your fists. You can also use a prop like a block or a bolster or a pillow. It's up to you. So as we come into child's pose, just take a moment here. Allow yourself to settle into the mat and tune into the body. Notice, how are you feeling today? What does it feel like to be here in your body today? Breathing nice and deeply. Take a nice deep inhale, feel the torso expand against your thighs. Exhale the breath out when you feel ready. And then inhale, come on up onto your hands and knees. We're actually going to come right into a seated position here. So coming down onto your butt, bring the soles of the feet together, allow your knees to fall out wide. So you want your feet kind of medium. You don't want them in too close, but you don't want them out too far. You want to kind of find that medium space here, okay? We're going to root into our sits bones, then we'll sit up nice and tall here. So on the inhale, we lengthen through the spine, and on the exhale, we hinge at the hips, lean forward with the heart center coming into our bound ankle pose. So as we come into this position here, we're not pulling ourselves down, but we're just allowing gravity to do the work. The knees are falling out wide, and we're feeling into that dual stretch in the hip space here. And depending on how tight your low back is, we might be feeling it in the low back as well. Hands can remain on the feet, they can be on the mat or the legs. It's really whatever feels right for you. And instead of looking up like I am, instead tuck the chin, looking down to that space in front of the feet here. So you have a nice long spine. Yeah. So you're maybe looking 6 to 10 inches in front of the feet. Good. And then let's just take a couple of deep breaths here in this nice dual hip stretch. All right. We inhale and press ourselves back up into center. Go ahead and fold those knees shut. Bring the soles of the feet about hip width distance apart. Lean back onto the hands and then windshield wipe your knees back and forth, releasing your glutes, your hips, your low back, giving your glutes a little massage here, which stimulates the blood flow in all of those muscles, kind of gets things moving around a little bit. It's very similar to foam rolling, kind of similar benefits here. Good. Coming into stillness, we're going to come down onto our back. So if you need a towel off, grab a drink of water. Now is your moment. We will not sit up for the rest of our practice here today. Okay. So coming down onto your back, when you're ready, let's go ahead, tuck the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the legs here, giving yourself a little squeeze, maybe rocking from side to side if that feels good. Of course, you can stay in stillness if that feels better. It's really your choice here. There's no wrong answer. Good. And then coming into stillness here, we're going to extend our right leg straight out to the end of the mat. We're going to extend that left leg straight up to the sky. Now we're going to take our left hand, bring it around the thigh or the calf, and then exhale, allow that leg, that left leg to fall straight over to the left here, opening up. Now, if you have a towel or a yoga strap, you can always place that around the foot and hold the strap and pull it out there and allow it to fall open there. Another option, you can also use blocks or another prop underneath the leg to help support that opening, or you can simply hold on to the leg here. It's completely up to you. Wherever you are, we're feeling a nice deep stretch to the inside of that left leg here. Maybe a little bit of a pull through the arm here as well, depending on how tight the arm, the shoulder region is. So wherever you are, let's find a couple deep breaths here. Nice work. Inhale, bring that leg to center. Switch hands. So now the right hand grabs either the thigh, the shin, or the calf, or the foot. And then exhale, draw that leg across the body now, using a block under the leg if you like. It's up to you. Pressing into that right elbow to keep that left shoulder blade down onto the mat. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. Feeling that pull now through the outside of the left leg instead of the inside. So we're targeting both sides now. Breathing. And then inhale, press back up into center, left leg tall. Exhale, we lower it down to the floor. Good. Go ahead, bend that right knee, bring it into center, extend that left leg long, and then exhale, bring that right leg tall. So now, right hand around the right leg, wherever feels good, thigh, calf, maybe you can even grab the foot. And then exhale, allow that leg to fall over to the right here. Yeah. So we're really feeling that stretch to the inside of that right leg, taking a couple deep breaths here together. And again, you can use a prop like a block. You can also use a strap or a towel, even an old necktie around that foot if you'd like. That's one way to open it up if you can't reach the leg very well. Good. And then inhale, we come into center here, switching hands. So that left hand grabs the thigh, shin, maybe the foot. And then exhale, the leg falls over to the left here. So as I lower down, I use my elbow to help with that lowering. You can always place a block underneath the foot or another prop. Pressing gently into that left elbow to keep your right shoulder blade on the floor. And now we're feeling that deep stretch to the outside of that right leg. Nice opposites of the leg here. So let's take a couple deep breaths here together. And then we inhale, come back up into center here. Bend both knees, draw them in, just a little release here for the low back. Maybe rocking from side to side, always an option, never a requirement. And then when you feel ready, dropping the soles of the feet down to the floor. Now we're getting ready for final relaxation. We've got some options here. You can stay right like this. Lots of people love this position. Knees can fall open wide, soles of the feet can come together, recline down angle, kind of similar to what we were doing seated today. You can extend one leg and keep the opposite foot in for fallen tree, or you can extend both legs for traditional final relaxation. It's important that your hands find a position that feels good for you here. Notice what feels healing, rejuvenating. You're also welcome to lay on your side or on your belly, or you can even come up into a seated position. It's really whatever is going to allow you to feel the most at ease and be able to absorb your practice here today. So as you find that comfortable seat, I invite you to settle in and begin to notice how fast or slow your breath has become, how deep or shallow, noticing the quality of each breath on your inhales and the quality of each breath on your exhales. Feeling into the gentle rise and fall of the belly, gentle rise and fall of your chest. Noticing that air as it moves in and out of your nose, up and down your throat. And again, allow the breath to draw in what you need, what is healing and supportive, and allow it to release what you no longer need and was no longer supportive. If your mind gets distracted by thoughts, noises, physical sensations, it's okay. It happens. Simply bring your awareness back to the space and back to your breath. Now, if it feels right for you, perhaps coming back to that mantra we used at the beginning of our practice. Inhale, I am. Exhale, a healer. Inhale, I am. Exhale, a healer. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments here today. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of practice so you can have them to yourself. Please know that I'm watching the time and I most certainly respect yours. And I will let you out of this posture before the end of our practice. So leaning back here, letting go, just resting with your breath. One breath, one step is all we need to feel at home and comfortable in the here and now. When we come back to ourselves like this and take refuge in our inner island, we become a home for ourselves and a refuge for others at the same time. Bringing your awareness back to this space, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air, before slowly exhaling that breath back out. Taking another deep inhale as you begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Move your arms and legs, gently waking your body up. When it feels right for you, rolling onto one side, pausing there with an arm or a hand beneath your head. It's here that I invite you to bring back to mind your intention or your purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice. That answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale. And then make your way on up into a seated position as we close out practice together. Finding your comfortable seat, rooting into the sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, the shoulders come forward and up. Exhale, they drop back and down. Hands come into a comfortable position, whether on the knees, in the lap, or at heart center, closing the eyes if you'd like. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on earth, for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga. Thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me here for this weekly stretch session with Yoga for Caregivers. Again, my name is Alexis Miller, and I am here every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern. So mark your calendars, set your alarms. You can find Yoga for Caregivers on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. So make sure to connect with us there so you can keep up with everything we're up to in all of our offerings. Thank you so much again for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.